Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nintendo World Report's live coverage of E3 2016, or I guess I should say EA Play 2016, since they're starting this thing off here. I'm Donald Terrell, news editor, Nintendo World Report, joined today by Matt West.
Hey, everybody.
And our resident sports authority, Mr. J.P. Corbin, community manager.
Hello.
Hey, J. That's representing his main flag very well there, I say.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I got definitely prepared for FIFA. I guess I got the Sounders flag and the U.S. hat and all that, so we're good to go.
The U.S. had a good night last night.
They did. They did. Maybe not quite as good as Tuesday when I was there, but still pretty good.
You were there?
I was in Chicago for Costa Rica.
Nice.
4-0.
Yeah, that's a much better night than 1-0.
Yeah, especially with how ugly the game last night was.
Yeah.
All right, so for those who aren't really sure what we're doing here, let me just kill the echo. We're basically going to be talking over the EA press conference that's coming up here in about 15 minutes, assuming they start on time, which EA is usually pretty good about that.
They're better than some, at least.
Well, Sony's biggest shock last year was that they actually started on time.
I remember that. I remember everybody being completely stunned by that.
It's like, wait, I think we were still recording a podcast at that point. It's like, wait, Sony's already started it and they're showing The Last Guardian?
Yeah.
The hell happened there? But yeah, so with EA, obviously, JP, your main thing that you're probably looking forward to is things like FIFA, Madden, NHL for this year.
Yeah, I mean, I buy way too many of these EA Sports games. Yeah.
So, are you expecting anything major to come out of this on the sports end, or just...
I mean, you don't usually see anything too major. Some of the stuff that's leaked out on FIFA, like improvements to the career mode, sound pretty interesting. Which is a mode that I spend most of my time with FIFA in, and that generally doesn't get updated that much from year to year. They focus on the Ultimate Team modes. So if they're going to put real effort into the career mode, I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah, and so they've got that. They'll have. Do you think they'll take a crack at NBA, or is the fact that they're delaying that until March of next year a sign that they've pretty much given up on the basketball front?
I don't know if they'll show much here. Because 2K is just so dominant in that sport. Like I think they took several years off and then still couldn't do much of it on the EA side. So I don't know. I don't think we'll see much of that today. I think if they're going to try and do something, they might want to wait to really show that off.
All right, and Matt, anything major that you're looking for out of this show? Because from what we've seen, it looks like it seems to be a pretty safe. You can get some pretty safe bets out of this show.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think we'll see more of Mass Effect Andromeda. I would not be surprised if that's what they started the show with. But there's also, I don't know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so if they show anything Star Wars related, like Battlefront 2 or they have a ton of other Star Wars games that are in development but are, I guess, years away. But if they show anything on those, I'll be hyped about that. I also like Mass Effect, BioWare's games. They're not like the games that I most look forward to, but they're solid, and I like to play them. And a game I'm not really into because I didn't play the first one, but I'm kind of interested in is Titanfall 2. I heard that this one's supposed to have an actual campaign mode, and I don't know. I just appreciate when shooter games have good campaign modes. So I'd be looking forward to that if it looks fun.
Yeah, and they actually had the single player trailer posted ahead of time because apparently part of EA's rehearsal leaked out earlier.
Oh.
For the show, so
that's E3. It's always E3. That's what it is.
So Respawn basically said, you know what, let's just put this thing on YouTube, and so you can see the single player on EA's YouTube now. It's a lot of cinematic in that trailer, but I don't know.
I think the Xbox One Slim just leaked.
Yeah, and they're saying, 2 terabyte hard drive in that thing?
I don't know if that's for the Slim. It might just be a 2 terabyte model itself, but I mean that'd be kind of cool if it was a 2 terabyte Slim.
Yeah.
Like I said, look, if what I'm seeing is real, it's a white, slim model that looks very much smaller than the
Oh
original
yeah, the
model. It
original
looks,
model is huge. I'm
yeah,
looking at
it's
mine right
huge.
now. That thing is just like this, like the size of a 1980s VCR. I mean, that thing is huge.
Yeah, like if I got one of those, I don't even know how it would fit, like in my entertainment system. So at least, I mean, I'd have to clear some room out. Like I'd have to like completely rearrange it to get it to fit. So the slim model looks pretty cool if this is what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't have either the PS4 or Xbox One at this point. I'm thinking I should, but I mean, if they're going to be putting 2 terabytes into this new model, like it's apparently rumored, then it's probably going to be more expensive than the current ones, and
Mhm.
money concerns are between that and keeping up with my 3DS and Wii U libraries. I don't really have a whole lot to spend on brand new systems for very limited appeal.
Now, is PS4, are they supposed to be coming out with a slim one of those too? I know they're not showing the Neo at E3 now. They announced that a day or two ago, but
Yeah.
are they supposed to be coming out with a slim version too?
I haven't
Uh,
heard anything.
Yeah, I haven't
no,
Um,
either. So,
I think the Neo was supposed to be the slim. Maybe it ends up being slimmer, but the
hmm
the key the key function of that is that it's more powerful and something that Sony can sell for $400.
okay,
yeah.
so here's I'm seeing details now on the slim Xbox One. It says 40% smaller, 2
Wow.
terabyte hard drive, and 4K Ultra HD video. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
40%.
Yeah, that's pretty significant.
40% of what 80s VCR. That's you're into what DVD player at that point.
Yeah, we're getting,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So anything unexpected you're hoping to see from EA today though? Is I know the one thing I want to see is Skate 4 just so that their Instagram page can go back to normal.
I don't think we're going to see that one. If they announce anything that they haven't already talked about, Star Wars related, I'll be hyped for that.
Well, if I want to get really out there and something that's almost certainly not going to happen, MVP Baseball 2017.
Mhm.
I can dig that. I mean, God knows 2K hasn't done much with baseball in the last few years, and
No.
the best baseball games right now that have come out since they took it over, I guess, are the show
The show is
and
fantastic. It really is. But I mean, MVP '05, the last real MVP from EA, was just great. It's still one of the best out there, and so I'd love to see them take another crack at it.
yeah. I was gonna pimp Super Mega Baseball 2, which is on all the Nintendo consoles, and
Right.
is quite a good arcade
Oh
experience for
yeah, the
baseball.
arcadey stuff. But I mean, like I'm more of for the sim kind of games, and like really the only good one of those, and really the only one of them at all right now since 2K really stopped doing them is the show.
Mm.
Yeah, and we've got a comment here from Scenario saying that baseball is not profitable for publishers. I mean, Sony's making some pretty good money off of the
Yeah,
show.
Sony does
Yeah.
well with it.
But I don't know what they're paying for the license, and but the show has been in the NPD top 10 since it came out this year. So
Yeah.
clearly there's a demand. The only problem is it's basically the only way to get a good sim experience right now. You have to be on PS4. So who knows? Maybe there would be a market for that for Xbox One owners. And
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but they're right. Like part of the reason 2K stopped making them is that they weren't selling, and now a lot of that's because their games weren't very good. But
Mm.
you fragment that market too much, and I don't know if it's going to be profitable for anybody.
yeah, I mean, like I said, it depends on the cost of the license. Like if MLB lowers that cost, then the only problem is it would probably take a year or two for it to get back up to speed. So you basically have an NBA Live situation with it, where
Yeah, that's tough.
you're basically getting outsold 100 to 1.
When EA started making the MVP games, which I think the first one they used to a long time ago do the triple play baseball games, which weren't that highly regarded, and then they kind of completely rebooted them for MVP 2003, and it was pretty good right out of the gate. I mean, I think if they EA has a good track record over the years of just completely reinventing their sports games. Something like NHL 08, which was a completely different game from NHL 07 and was the basis for just the great games that have come since. I think EA, if they wanted to put the resources into it, could make something really great, but at the same time, like the commenter said, like, I don't know if the money's there to do that.
Hmm. Yeah, so EA is going to be going live here in about 5 minutes here at the top of the hour. If you want, basically what we're going to be doing, since we'll be talking over this, if you go to live.ea.com or twitch.tv/EA, or just look up EA Play on YouTube, it should direct you to the links, and then you just have that running, and just keep our stream open here so that you can hear the live snark, live commentary, whatever you want to call it.
Live snark is probably the more accurate way to put it.
Yeah. So one other question here, obviously, since this is the Nintendo site, is there a chance that they announce anything for current and unannounced consoles, which would, in most cases, probably refer to the NX? Do you think we see any of that from you?
I think that they will announce stuff that could possibly come to NX, but they won't say that it's coming to NX.
I completely agree with that. I think there will be things in this press conference that will end up on NX, but they're not going to say or even hint at that in this press conference.
Yeah, like I think that, like, because for me it's like, it's not that EA doesn't like Nintendo. It was like EA didn't like the Wii U for a lot of different reasons. So I think that NX, at least for the first year or so, we'll probably see like some EA Sports games, maybe Mass Effect Andromeda, depending on the specs of the NX. So yeah, I think that EA will jump on at least early and kind of see how things go. What I hope they don't do is a similar situation to like when Mass Effect 3 came to Wii U. It was like the trilogy came to other systems like right around the same time, and it was like, that was really dumb of them to do. Like, of course that's not going to sell. Because people can get all 3 games for the same price elsewhere. I hope that the versions of the sports games that we get actually run on the proper engines, like Madden 13, I think it was, that we got for Wii U, did not run on the same engine as the other versions.
The sports games at the Wii U launch were based on the previous year's version. Like FIFA 13 on Wii U was based on FIFA 12 for like the Xbox 360.
Yeah, so I just think that if third parties are going to support the NX, they have to do it right. Otherwise, we're just going to have a similar situation to Wii U, where nobody's going to buy them, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, nobody's buying them, so I guess we just won't make anything for Wii U. Or NX. I mean, they just have to be smart about it. So I do think that we'll see some stuff that will probably come to NX, whether or not it'll be successful or come out in the same way that we see it at E3. That's up for debate. But,
yeah, because if there was one candidate that I was thinking for this, it was going to be Mass Effect Andromeda, because we know that Nintendo fans like RPGs, and we know that the Mass Effect game is sometime in the first quarter of next year, which is also when the NX is supposed to launch. So if they bring a Friday date for that, that becomes, I think, sort of the clubhouse leader for when the NX would actually release. Like if they say March 17th, for instance.
Yeah.
That seems like a day you'd launch a console. A Nintendo would launch a console on, and that would be a really good day to bring Mass Effect Andromeda out.
And Mass Effect Andromeda seems like a better fit than Mass Effect 3 was, since it sounds like this is more of a standalone story, whereas Mass Effect 3 was like the whole thing about Mass Effect was you could carry your character and their choices over through the games, and so nobody really wanted to start with a third game. But this one seems like more like, this one seems easier to start with.
Yeah, because I played Mass Effect 1 and 2 on Xbox 360, and it was like, I don't want to buy the Wii U version and not have my saves carried over. Like, that'd be really lame to have played 2/3 of the trilogy on there. And I think there was like some system where you could, like, it showed like little snippets of the first two games, like the major
Yeah, they
decisions
had
that you made,
like
and you can choose
interactive
them. But
comic type of thing where you could make the
yeah,
major decisions as like a preamble to the game, and I know
yeah,
they did that with the second game on PS3 because the first one
hmm
didn't come out until later, and I'm pretty sure
yeah,
they did the same thing with the third one on Wii U.
yeah. Which like that's okay, but like
It's not the same.
no, because I think you're getting like major events kind of out of context. So for like new players, that's like, whoa, what the heck is all this? I mean, for like returning players like me, I would probably be able to pick out that stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I think Andromeda is. I think you're right. Andromeda is a better choice than Mass Effect 3 because it's like it's almost like starting over
Right.
with the series. I think there's supposed to be. I don't think like Commander Shepard is the
I'm
main
pretty sure they
character.
have said that, yeah, this isn't Shepard in this game.
Yeah,
It's a new character.
looks like we're about to start. Maybe music stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. There it goes again.
Yeah, it's like E3, you know.
Yeah.
One
Do we
o'clock
think
means
What
last
o'clock
year
mean?
last year one of the biggest surprises for me at E3's thing or at EA's thing, I keep calling him E3, uh, was Unravel. Do we think that there will be any like Unravel type surprises this year? Like that came out of nowhere for me, and it was kind of like a really like personal, smaller game, which wasn't something I expected to see from EA.
Yeah,
Do you think we'll see stuff like that?
they've said there is an Unravel 2, so we could easily see that
Okay.
because I think they announced that at their investors call. But I mean, they may want to go and do another project in that vein, but not necessarily Unravel 2.
Yeah. Now, was Unravel successful? Did it sell well? Do we know?
It I think it did all right, but
Hmm.
it didn't set the world on fire, but it also had a lot of competition when it came out.
Right.
I mean, EA kind of goes through fits of this at times. Like every few years, they'll get it in their head that they want to make more smaller, kind of new IP kind of experiences, and so you can't always tell. Like some E3s, it's like just the big hits, and then other E3s you had like a while back, you had what Mass Effect and Dead Space in the same year, where EA really
Mm.
put an emphasis on these new kinds of things. It just kind of it's hard to predict when EA will be in that kind of a mood.
Yeah, and given last year, I mean, EA had multiple times when they had like mobile games front and center at their show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could see something like, could see that. We could see another Old Republic expansion out of the Star Wars segment. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Even though I like played that game when it launched, I like quit very quickly after, and I like keep forgetting that the Old Republic exists. I think maybe because it's like technically not canon anymore.
Yeah.
Like since the Episode 7 stuff happened, like I don't know, I just
Yeah, they kind of erased everything.
yeah. Which I mean,
You get
I
why they
think
did it, but
yeah,
still.
like yeah, I kind of wish that they would continue things under the like Legends banner, like continue that story and
What?
maybe at least give it closure, but like just make sure that it's people know this is separate from our canon universe.
Yeah.
Like, because I think that there's still a market for the Legends stuff.
What's like with Star Trek? They kind of rebooted the universe
Hmm.
the new movies, but they still continue doing things in the
Yeah,
quote unquote prime timeline
yeah,
that like. Although the canon has always been handled differently in Star Trek than Star Wars, and so
right.
it wasn't quite the same shock to him.
Hmm.
Yeah, and Disney basically rebooted all the canon after they bought the company anyway. So
Yeah.
that basically now it's just the 7 movies.
Which I'm glad they did that because I did not want like episode 7, 8, and 9 to just be based on stories that I'd already read. Like I wanted a
Yeah.
new story. So I'm glad that they did that, but at the same time it's like I kind of want to see a little bit more from like the old expanded universe too.
Yeah.
Like
You want them to have the kind of creative freedom to really tell new stories.
yeah. Yeah. Like I guess what I'm saying is I want to have my cake and eat it too. Like I want both. And I don't think that that's unreasonable to ask for.
No, I mean I think
So,
like they have to, like you said, you could, the Legends kind of thing that they've done. Like there's no reason you couldn't continue in that universe in addition to this kind of thing.
mhm, yeah. So we'll see. And even like I mean they could even like on the topic of like video games like the games that EA, man, I keep calling them E3. EA, the games that EA is making, those could be under the Legends banner. Like if they wanted to like continue making 1313, that was the Boba Fett game, right? Like they could
That's
do
what it
that.
sounded like, yeah.
Yeah, they could do that under the Legends banner, and I think that would be really cool. And I think that that's something that fans want. So maybe in a few
And
years they'll feel comfortable going back. I think right now they're putting so big of a focus on this is the new canon, episode 7, 8, 9. I think maybe once they get all those out, maybe they'll be more willing to return to the Legends banner.
yeah, and if in case anybody's wondering, no, you're not. You're not wrong here. The EA is doing a Sony on this one. They are running a little
Yeah.
bit late here.
Yeah, they keep faking me out with the music stop. They've done it like two or three
Yeah.
times now, and I'm like, oh, it's starting, and then it goes right back.
Yeah, at least the whole music isn't dubstep this year, because I think we're all over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think what the craziest prediction I heard out of EA was, and aside from Pele coming back again, do we? Well, I mean, after last year when they put so much focus on having the female players in FIFA, coincidentally right up against the Women's World Cup, I mean,
There's
they
no
can't really.
coincidentally about that. That's exactly
Yeah.
why they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that was cool. Like, but do you think we'll get female players in Madden?
No. Although I wouldn't mind them putting like a flag football mode in to be an accurate representation of where the NFL is going to be in about 5 years.
Well, I mean, what you could do is what is I think more realistic, although I'm not sure they would want to put the resources into it, is to do female players in NHL, because there's a pretty significant. I mean, it's small, but like pretty significant women's hockey. I mean, there's a new league, and then there's international competition. So I think that would be an interesting way to keep going in that direction.
Well, and if they did NBA Live, 2K16 or 17 or whatever they'd
True.
be
Yeah.
on, they could do WNBA. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
Don't I think they do that now because I think that might be part and parcel of the NBA license.
Oh, really?
But
Like in 2K?
I can't say for sure. I haven't played an NBA game
Yeah.
since like NBA Live '96.
That's quite a while. I think
Yeah.
the last live game that I played was NBA Live 2003 or 4. But
Last
I did play
the-
last year's 2K game, and like the 2K NBA games, like I'm not a huge NBA fan, but like those are really really well made games.
Okay, I think we're going here.
Okay, we are
Okay.
cutting live to.
Countdown.
We've got. Looks like we're in a auditorium here, so we are about to go live. Yep, there's the countdown now. So
Cool.
we'll keep it here, and we'll if anything interesting comes up, we'll certainly be talking about it.
Uh-oh. Mine's a little laggy.
No, I think not just you. Mine's doing the same thing.
It's getting better. Come on.
I think the one thing we forgot to even mention on this is how EA has totally divorced themselves from E3 this year. How they're having this event in LA, but not of E3, and they're also doing it in London.
Yeah, that's interesting to me, but they're still doing a press conference. So like a lot of people compared it to Nintendo at first, but it's not quite the same because they're still doing this.
Yeah.
Whereas Nintendo hasn't done a press conference for a few years now.
New type of show. That doesn't sound fun.
There's that.
Oh, so they're going to be doing 2 events at once.
Star Wars.
Mm. Thanks, Peter.
Peter, I killed the Dreamcast more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should dislike him more than I do.
Yeah. I know. I don't know. It's not really his fault. There were a lot of things that killed the Dreamcast.
There were.
Iconic, take a drink. No, wait, that's the Ubisoft conference tomorrow.
Man, are we doing that? I don't have anything prepared.
We will be doing something like this over the Ubi press conference, as well as Microsoft and Sony, and also Bethesda later on tonight.
E3 drinking game.
Ubisoft, take a drink every time somebody climbs a tower.
See, I'm not gonna be talking on the Ubisoft one, so.
Oh, you can drink the night away.
Yeah, you don't want to use that drinking game while you're on camera because you'll be incomprehensible by the end of it.
I don't know. I did something last year at E3 that was incomprehensible, but, well, it wasn't on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, goody, a Battlefield 1 match.
Near E3.
Like Titanfall 2. Now, Titanfall was an Xbox One exclusive, right?
It was.
Right, but it was still published by EA. It was just it was Microsoft basically paid for the exclusivity on it.
Yeah, so this one's
It's like
supposed to come
the
to
first Mass
PS4.
Effect, really, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like that kind of a thing.
This
Yeah.
one's supposed to be PS4 also, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's PS4 and Xbox One and PC.
Cool. Well, let's check it out. Now, this looks like multiplayer.
Yeah.
Something about mechs just always makes everything better. Made Xenoblade X better.
I always heard good things. I should play it. I mean, I have EA access, so I can play this for free, but I haven't done it yet.
And they are like running up and jumping off walls. Could you do that in the first one? Did anybody play it? Okay, okay.
It
Yeah,
was.
I just don't know anything about the first one, so. Everybody's got these grappling hook things now in every game. Hmm. Oh, come on.
Yeah. You getting some lag on there?
Yeah, it got real blurry at the end there, right at like the.
I'm just now hitting the trailer, so I'm going to jump over to Twitch.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch and I'm not having any problems with it.
You can see from James on Twitter saying this is going to have one hell of a skill ceiling. I can certainly see that just from the amount of jumping around that you're going to have to do, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Chat room. It's the only chat room I want to see is ours.
Hmm. I think this is what I'd be most interested in, is the single player trailer. I like I like when universes build their lore, and that usually happens in single player. Hmm.
So they're on to the single player one now because it's
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Well, they've confirmed the date, October 28th, so that's 1 week after Battlefield 1, which they've already announced.
Interesting.
Bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, I think they're very different types of shooters, though. So I think like the people that really like Battlefield One, like, are getting a different type of shooting experience than the people that are really into Titanfall. Like obviously Battlefield One probably won't have mechs, being set in World War
In
One.
World
Probably
War
not.
One.
That'd be very
That's the twist for
Madden
Battlefield
All
time.
right.
One.
It's World War One in an alternate timeline where it happens 200 years later.
Yeah, that's the big reveal. Like the Germans are secretly developing mechs.
All right, so it looks
Here's
like we're
Madden.
on to yeah, JP. This is your chance.
Yeah.
Mine too.
I looked. I
I
mean,
like
it's
Madden.
just like old cinematic stuff. You don't really know. It doesn't seem to have any.
Yeah.
TJ Ward, I miss him.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good for himself out in Denver. Uh, yeah, I mean, other than saying this game looks really pretty, and it has, like the new rookies and stuff, I don't really know what else to say about it. It's Madden.
Am, am I the only one who's inherently distrusting of anything that's game engine footage?
Yes. Or no, you're not the only one. I'm the same
The
way.
new commentary though is interesting. They did a whole new commentary team, so that could be good. Let's see, esports. I don't care about esports at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool that it like exists.
I mean, yeah,
and there's
but
a
it's like
community
it's just
for
not.
it. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like. Yeah, it's cool that it's there,
yeah.
and I'm trying to take it away from anyone, but it just doesn't interest me.
Yeah, like I watch like the Smash Bros stuff sometimes, not like religiously or anything, but every now and then I'll watch like the Smash Bros tournaments that go on, and that's cool. But it's like I have no interest in participating in it.
Oh dear.
Hmm.
And Madden TV. Oh wait, Nintendo did that 2.5 years ago.
This is interesting, kind of. I mean, this isn't something that I am personally into, but I can see there being a really big audience for this.
So the EA majors, that's probably going to be the stuff you see on ESPN every week.
Maybe.
I'm actually gonna show a thing here. Oh.
Yeah, there's ESPN.
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm guessing those are two high-level Madden players.
Oh my gosh, there's a belt for this?
Yeah, there's a title belt, and they get live commentary.
Huh.
See, I had no idea all this existed. Like, I played a ton of Madden. I played, but it's like I did not know there was this
Yeah.
like big events like this.
No,
And
yeah,
I know,
good.
yeah, I know when I was flipping through on cable, sometimes I would see like Madden on TSN, which is like the ESPN of Canada, and it's like, really, you're doing that?
Yeah. It's like, I mean, cool for these guys, but I'm probably never gonna watch this.
If I ever see one of these trailers at a Pokemon event, I'm gonna flip out.
Hmm.
Because that is the closest thing I play to anything that has an esports
Yeah.
component. $50,000 to spam the same plays.
Yeah, Stewart's gone.
Rest in peace, Stuart. It's not exactly cool like the other side of the pillow.
Oh no. Do we have to
And
watch this whole thing?
they said this was only an hour, right?
This is an
Yeah.
hour, and they're wasting this time on this.
They watched the Nintendo World Championships last year and thought they'd
Yeah,
get
but
a
the
piece of
Nintendo
that.
World Championships were fun. This is just a
And they
bunch
were
of guys talking about Madden.
and
Yeah.
they were their own event, and
Yeah.
they had
Yeah.
a 7-year-old kid you wanted to slap.
Oh no! Look, they've got a schedule up here, telling when they're gonna play these games. So
Yeah, there's your ESPN component.
yeah. Somehow I don't think that our audience is going to tune into that Twitch stream.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
We'll be too busy laughing at Mighty Number 9.
Or Mighty Number 9.
They're still going. All right, Bethesda, ball's in your court. EA's called you from last year.
Here we go. BioWare. Everybody can pay attention again.
Hang on, wait. BioWare. They're still talking about Madden for me.
Nope.
You switch to the Twitch stream. I've like it seems to be further
That's what
ahead,
I'm-
and I'm. Oh,
That's
you
what
are?
I'm on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. They just
I'm
preferred
gonna refresh it.
Yeah, they got
and
the BioWare guy out there right now.
Come on. This is what I wanted to see. BioWare and Star Wars. Come on, Twitch.
They should probably be showing and not telling here.
Okay, I think I've got it. Yeah, so like we said, this is a new story. I'm gonna feel Mass Effect.
More freedom. So which alien species are you going to do the Captain Kirk with this time? Thank you, Jim Sterling. Wait. This fall?
Wait, I thought they said 2017.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Especially since the 10th anniversary of the series is next year. You figured they'd hold it off until then.
Well, I guess we'll see, but I could have sworn they said early 2017.
Okay, that's cool. The designing thing.
Yeah, that's neat.
We should get a podcast like that.
Just like Mass Effect No Man's Sky. I mean, if so, I'm down. I can do that. Whoa.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm down.
That better be a female Shepard.
I don't think it's Shepard, but it's definitely the female Avatar.
Mass Effect Andromeda. Nope, no date given. I guess the fall's referring to when they're going to announce the date.
Really? Hmm. He said Star Wars.
30 minutes of Star Wars. After we shut down the servers 2 years after the game comes out.
Hmm. Oh, that's cool.
Code.org, which you might recall from the Humble Bundles.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
Galaxy of Heroes, that's a mobile game, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Sure, do the FIFA announcement in London.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. I wouldn't even say that.
Kind of ballsy to do Battlefield Hardline today of all days, huh? The fistfights were fun.
Revolutionary. Do we drink now, too?
Sure.
Oh, these are next-gen graphics.
Yeah, this is... really need the power of the Frostbite engine to pull that off.
You know, I would probably buy a FIFA game if they hired the commentator from International Superstar Soccer 64. And I can't tell if this is stream artifacting or just the way they're presenting this video, but yeah. Well, it's not Pele. cheap plugs.
I think he's referencing new stuff in the career mode.
Yeah, I've read about this where it's like you're playing like when you're playing as a single player in a career mode. It's been drawing comparisons to the one they have in NBA 2K, which
Oh my gosh,
is
that'd be awesome.
supposed to be great.
Yeah, the EA
Now the question
2K.
is, are any members of your family going to get murdered during that? Because that's what happened in 2K16.
Here's some of the stuff that was happening last night between the Russian and English fans. You never know.
Yeah. This is something that I wish they would do in Madden. Like, I would love, like, an
See, I
NBA
think they
2K
did
style.
like one or years. I mean, maybe not as extensive as this, but they've tried it a couple of times in Madden.
Yeah. I just, like, that's my favorite mode in sports games is, like, the career mode. And so, like, this kind of stuff, I love it. Like, this is the only reason, like, because I'm not an NBA guy, but man, I played the crud out of NBA 2K for a while there because the career mode was so much fun. So this is right up my alley. Because this basically makes a sports simulator an RPG.
Yeah, I mean that's what a career mode of a game is, but especially when they take it this far, they, I mean, like you can add a lot of story elements to it. I mean, this sounds promising. Yeah.
Fingers crossed for NX release.
So knowing how it's going to be, the NX game will be based on last year's mode, and it won't happen.
It'll be based on the PS3 and 360 versions if we're lucky.
Hopes up, guys. Hopes up.
What, you can't sign with MLS and get criticized for it?
That's not that exciting to me. But
Oh, so I could punch Jose Marino in the face. Excellent.
oh, apparently the Mass Effect trailer, apparently those were in-game visuals. Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we'll take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
This is clearly playing to the crowd in London, but I don't know how well it's playing in the States.
I think that's why they're showing the London audience. I don't know. I mean, like, soccer is getting more and more popular in the U.S., I think.
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely gaining
It's
in
growing.
popularity. I mean this,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's appreciating this little skit thing they're doing here that much, but
No.
I mean, like it's
But this is the wrong audience for this type of skit. Like, a video game conference is probably not the right place for something like this. But they do it every year, so you kind of expect it.
They don't even include the defending champs in there. It's probably the most insulting thing of them all. Seriously, I wish I had a time machine and go back and put some money on Leicester before the season started.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice.
If I did that, I'd have an Xbox One and a PS4 right now.
Among other things.
Yeah.
And a streaming computer and a new car.
Thanks, Jose.
I'm pretty sure it's Jose, but anyway.
I know.
Peter Moore.
Yeah, that dude is making some. That man is making some serious coin, and also Marino.
Yeah.
And we are still on FIFA.
Yeah.
I know this thing makes stupid amounts of money, but you only
This
have an hour,
probably
guys.
isn't the audience. I mean, yeah, this is. I don't know if this is the audience you want to be going for. And it's like, but even the thing is, even though it's like I'm like the biggest reason I'm interested in EA's press conference is the sports games, and even for me, most of what they're showing isn't that interesting. So I don't know who I don't know who they're going for with this.
It's just like FIFA is EA's Call of Duty, you know, it's like their bread and butter. So I mean,
Oh yeah,
it
I mean
kind of makes sense for them to spend the most time on it, but at the same time, it's like I don't feel like the E3 audience is really the FIFA audience.
I don't even think they need. I mean, FIFA's going to sell
Yeah.
millions of copies no matter how much they show it here.
Yeah,
like I
you
don't,
you could show a 15-second trailer and it's gonna sell millions. So, but
So if we're showing the journey, does that mean we have to burst into Don't Stop Believing at some point?
game engine.
Let's
footage,
not.
guys.
Let's. Oh goody. So at this page, we're going to see 5 games total out of EA. Titanfall 2, Madden,
FIFA,
Mass Effect, FIFA.
and
They got time for what?
Battlefield 1.
One Star Wars game?
Battlefield
yeah.
1.
Okay, so 6. Wow, and I thought last year was bad.
What about, do they not have any other sports games?
They have NHL and they have NBA. UFC just came out, so that's not an option.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's too late to patch Brock Lesnar into UFC 2.
I think I could probably get really into the new FIFA, especially if career mode's as cool as I hope it is.
Yeah.
Sports sim games are like, with good career modes, are like my guilty pleasure. Like, they're games that like, if I don't have anything to play, like at the time, I can just go on there and play for a couple hours, you know, and just fall back on that.
Oh.
Is this Unravel 2?
Yep.
Five minutes to Battlefield 1.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. So maybe this isn't Unravel. Maybe this is another smaller project.
It's going into... We're going to put it into EA Access. Excuse me.
I'm always up for new IP.
This almost sounds like EA Partners that they had a few years ago, but it focused more entirely on independent developers as opposed to getting stuff like Rock Band and the Orange Box at the stores.
Mm.
We want all the profit. That's getting snipped out. Fear. Oh, fee. I thought it said fear.
I think it's Faye, is what he was saying. Faye.
Why does it looks like Never Alone almost.
Yeah. It's pretty.
Oh.
Hmm. So is this like a Metroidvania in a way? Like you learn these songs and it unlocks new areas?
That's what it seems like.
I wonder if this is like the EA Ori and the Blind Forest in a way. Hmm. Fee.
Yeah.
This really seems like about the least EA thing.
Yeah.
Quite the contrast going from we're going
Is
to be
this
going from sports to this to
Madden and
Battlefield.
FIFA, yeah,
is this
Madden
like
and
a
FIFA and
3D?
Titanfall, and then this, and then
It looks kind of
Oh.
like a 3D platformer in like a way.
Hmm. Yeah, it is. That's what it seems like. Yeah.
this. I mean, maybe this seems like the kind of thing that might have an audience on a Nintendo platform.
Yeah. I like this.
Yeah,
I really like it.
this looks interesting.
I would be down for this.
Just shot that bird in the face.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh. Very interesting. I want to see more of Fee.
Yeah.
There's the music I've been waiting for. I thought they said Battlefield 1.
Well, because we needed Battlefield. Oh, there's your Star Wars. Last time we saw Jade Raymond on a stage, she was drunk. It went poorly. Except for Nintendo fans. You're screwed.
What is Galaxy of Heroes?
I'm pretty sure that's a mobile game.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't care then. So will there be more than 4 planets? Because that'd be cool.
Well, there's Battlefront 2.
I think your stream's a little bit behind mine, Dom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think mine's ahead of both of you.
And also with you.
There's an EA Star Wars. That I don't know whether that's awesome or not.
Lando.
You know, I've been kind of meaning to try. Like, I've been interested in Battlefront for a while. I haven't tried it yet. This is probably making me want to do that later today. Because I get an EA access, so I can play 10 hours without buying it, and so I may have to try that.
Yeah. Well, whatever Respawn's doing, it looks like it has to do with lightsabers. Very interesting.
So are we still looking forward to that Wii Remote lightsaber game?
Sure.
Yeah, now it's going to be Move in VR.
Yeah.
I can never not get hyped up by this music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's your the Galaxy Heroes, the iPad game. I think that's where they're showing it.
Yeah. Okay.
So are they counting Rebel from that? If they want to bring in all the films and all the TV shows?
Yeah, Rebels is canon. There's Amy Hennig.
A BioWare Star Wars game. That would be really cool. I wonder if they've ever done that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the old Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Hell, there's an Obsidian
Whoa.
version.
What is this?
This is the visceral one that I think Amy Hennig was working on.
Yeah.
Surprised they didn't actually talk to or have Amy be a talking head for this.
Well, she's in the
Oh,
video.
there we go.
Yeah.
There's Jade.
Yeah, I think you're about a minute behind me on your stream.
Yeah, they're already on the Battlefield 1 on my screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
they are on mine now too.
We're just doing the fade out on the EA Star Wars logos there. So this is probably going to be the last thing here. I'm just going to be right back. Here we go.
I think if there's any EA game that I'm like the least excited for, it would probably be Battlefield 1.
Yeah. I haven't really been able to get into Battlefield ever since Hardline, since they showed it the day of like a mass shooting that was going on in LA during an E3.
Donald, I think something weird's going on with your audio. Do you hear? Is he coming in clear for you, JP?
No, he's kind of garbled a bit.
Yeah.
Is this better?
Keep talking.
Okay. How about this?
Yeah, that sounds better.
It's a little better,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I just ever since Hardline, I've been sort of cold on all Battlefield games. So.
It's doing it again.
Yeah, it's doing it again.
I've also got a cold, so that's probably not helping things.
This sounds like it's a hardware
Yeah,
issue.
this is definitely the hardware. Yeah, you're not gonna make it that way with the cold.
Unless your cold is slowly turning you into a malfunctioning robot.
Yeah, well, then it's the cold.
Yeah. You should also probably get that checked out.
Well, yeah, this is a bad week for me to have this happen.
Usually you get sick after E3.
Yeah, man.
I think I was gonna if I actually went to E3 this year, I was gonna be patient zero.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx and Zac Efron. I cannot believe they went there. for a second there. I thought that was Jose Otero.
Jose Otero. No, not quite. Different Jose. Or should I say Jose? Can you control a Zeppelin?
That's what it looks like.
If they could just make an entire game of that, that'd be good.
It's Ace Combat Zeppelin Edition.
Yeah, so they're going back to back with the shooters. 21st and 28th. That's going to be very strange. Open beta because we're too cheap to say demo. At least this last trailer's in game footage. So apparently they're having some server issues here, which is why they're rerunning the trailer. At least I hope that's not just someone on Twitter being sarcastic.
Oh, horses. Man, that song was directly from the World War I era, I think. And that's the show.
Alright, so what did we think?
It was okay.
And I mean, like I said before, that the sports games are my thing. Like, a lot of people on Twitter and stuff were like, disappointed in how much they focus on the sports games. And even though that was mainly what I was tuning in for, it still feels like they spent too much time on it, and what they spent time on, apart from the story mode in FIFA, which looks really interesting, they spent a ton of time on stuff that, like, I don't know why they spent that much time on it.
Yeah, like, for me, it's like, they definitely spent too much time on the sports games, which I feel like that's what EA does every year.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why we would expect anything else.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, for me, it's like I was kind of going into expecting that, but I thought, like, Mass Effect Andromeda looked cool. I thought that B looked cool.
Well, the thing with Mass Effect Andromeda is that they didn't show gameplay. I mean, apparently it was in-engine, but it still wasn't gameplay, which was disappointing.
Yeah, that was more behind-the-scenes stuff from Mass Effect, which I mean, there's some. I mean, really, the only news that came out of it was Fee's existence. This EA
And that's pretty cool. I mean,
originals.
like that looks very
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, I want to see more of that. I mean, like what they showed wasn't like bad. It was just, there weren't any
I think
surprises.
they did. I don't think what they showed was bad. I think they did a bad job of showing it.
Yes, yeah, I'll agree. And like the Star Wars stuff, like what we saw was cool, but like man, I wish they'd shown like more of it. I get a lot of it's still like it's still ways off,
Yeah,
but man, I like that was the thing that I wanted the most, and I feel like that's the thing that we got the least of. So
yeah. I
Yeah,
think that. I mean, they lost a lot of momentum with the esports thing in the middle of that because
mhm.
there's a time and a place for that, and I don't think
Yeah,
that this big press conference you're holding to justify this event is the
yeah.
place to be doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, like I almost wish that they would just do the sports stuff right at the beginning, like to just like, hey, here's the sports game, like a highlight reel,
or
and
maybe
then just like
even
get it
like
out of
they
the
could do
way.
that. Or I mean, maybe even just like a separate event for EA
Yeah,
Sports.
like maybe they could do something with like ESPN, like on their channel,
Yeah,
because that's where their biggest audience is going to be.
right.
Like do some event with ESPN at some point, but yeah, I don't know if E3 and the amount of time that they spend on their sports games, I just don't know if that's the right place.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
This may sound like a weird thing, but I wonder if they maybe would have been better off if this conference was about 30 minutes longer, because they could have gone into way more detail about things like some more stuff on the Star Wars games, and maybe done a little bit more
yeah,
about maybe showing some of that gameplay that they're going to be showing on their Twitch channel.
yeah.
But I mean, they had those two giant blocks in the middle with Madden and FIFA, and
Hmm.
working everything around that was a bit of a challenge. And yeah, they really should have shown some live gameplay of Mass Effect 3 or Mass Effect Andromeda. Sorry.
Yeah. So, out of 10, how do we score the EA press conference?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go like a 6
Mm.
because I think that the games they showed were pretty good, but they just did a terrible job of showing it. Like the content was good, but they really, like I agree, it either had to be shorter or longer because like if they're gonna only show what they showed, it should have been shorter. But if they were gonna actually go into detail and really talk more than just a teaser about some of the things they had, that they needed more time to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd go 6 out of 10 as well. Like, I mean, like you said, like it wasn't like what they showed was bad. It was just, I feel like the way that they delivered it was a bit off. So, I agree.
Yeah, I would probably go 5 because I mean they hit the things they had to hit, but it
Mm.
was a matter of they had those two big momentum killers. I can't really give them a passing grade for that, and some gameplay for Andromeda would have been really nice, as well as possibly a confirmed date here. As it is, we're probably going to have to wait for the fall for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true. So, to clear up something, did they really say Mass Effect is coming this year? Because that doesn't look like, I mean,
I
based on
did
what
not
they
hear
showed.
that. I mean, I did not hear that from them. So I and it doesn't sound like that. It's like it doesn't
Yeah,
sound like they said that. Especially, yeah, I'm seeing they didn't give a date.
yeah, and
Yeah,
what they showed didn't look like there was a lot of gameplay there, so I have to think it's still, there's no way we're getting it this year. Like, it
Right.
has
I
to
mean,
be
even if
next
it's
year.
coming out in the spring, you'd think they'd be able to show some gameplay. I mean, that's not that far out at this point.
Mhm. Well,
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
hey,
Neil.
Neil.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Neil, out of 10, how would you score the EA press
From
conference?
checking on my phone, coming home later from a wedding than I expected to. Uh, did anything happen?
I mean,
We got
Fee, you had Fee. Fee was pretty
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
interesting.
pretty
which
neat.
yeah, I'm
Apart
curious
from that,
to go back and watch that footage. But after I don't know, Yarny but Unraveled, like
Unravel.
that made such a great impression last E3,
Hmm.
and that game was just kind of like bleh.
yeah.
Like it looked beautiful, but that was it, and that's what
Yeah.
like. I mean, well, and Zoink Games, the guys who are making Fee, did they do Stick It to the Man?
That
Mhm.
sounds
sure.
familiar.
Yes, I think that
I'm looking this up to double check.
that sounds right to me.
Zombie Vikings, stick it to the man.
Mhm.
So I mean that is actually that pedigree for behind Fee. Like that seems like a good. Seems a little more engrossing than Unravel was.
And it
The
did seem,
forest is listening. That's creepy.
and as a game that seemed to be more of a 3D platformer, I don't know if they've done anything like that before, but it looked really good.
Yeah, I mean that's a game, that's a genre. Like you want to go into that, it can be tough to really nail that kind of a thing.
Yeah, I think I want to see more of it. Like,
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer right now, and yeah, this is a game that I want to play.
mhm.
Yeah.
I
And you'll
don't
be-
know if I want to play it for long, but like I want to try it.
Yeah.
So you'd cut out what the some of the FIFA stuff for that, or what the esports stuff? And
Yeah, I mean
put more
the
Fee?
esports thing really didn't feel like it fit in with the conference as it was. I mean, I've said, the sports is a big reason why I wanted to tune in, and even for me, it's like they didn't really do a good job of showing it. They spent too much time on it, and they really didn't do a good job of showing what they had.
Man, EA is spending too much time on sports games at E.
Yeah,
I know it's like I
That's what they do.
Yeah.
after looking at all of the sports stuff that they talked about, it's weird because I know JP, I think JP, you're the only other person from this group that, well, I think actually even owns an Xbox One, right?
I think so.
But we're both EA Access members,
We are.
and I
Yes.
think that we're both very content with EA Access.
I like EA Access.
Yeah,
I really
like
do.
I got to play 6 hours of Mirror's Edge. I'm not gonna play
Yeah.
anymore, but like
Oh, is that good?
it was okay.
Okay.
I think
but-
my conclusion with it is it was like $19.99 in a couple months good. I'm in no rush to go out and get it, but that's also I'm
Yeah,
busy.
I mean, EA Access is a great deal. I mean, I buy 3 of their sports games a year, and so you figure in $30 a year, but that's
Yeah.
$6 off for each of those, and then you get the back catalog. Like I was saying earlier, this made me want to go check out and play 10 hours or whatever of Star Wars Battlefront. I'm not sure I'm going to want to play more than that, but that should scratch an itch with that kind of thing. So.
And I haven't looked into this, but being an EA Access member, you have that like couple-hour trial of Battlefront, right?
10 hours. 10 hours. You can play
That's-
10 hours of pretty much any EA game.
Yeah, like I'll go and play that. I've been kind of I wasn't sure of how that worked, but I saw that I could like download Battlefront and play a trial. Like I'll do that. Like I played the beta for Battlefront. I don't know if I'll buy the full game, but that's why EA Access for me is a little more appealing than PlayStation Plus or games with gold, even though they're not entirely comparable.
They're a
but
bit
like
different,
I'm
yeah.
playing Madden every year. For a cheaper price, I'll play a hockey game. I'll play FIFA. Like this is, I mean, it's something that like kind of play. Like I'm interested in a lot of EA games. That doesn't mean I'm in love with them. For $30 a year and being able to kind of dip my finger in all of them, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, hang on. Did you say that was like Xbox One only?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
really?
the deal right now. I think
There's
the EA
actually-
wanted to do it on PS4, but
They
Sony
wanted-
wouldn't let them.
I
Oh,
heard that they wanted to do it on Wii U.
And,
Really?
and Nintendo wouldn't let them, but then again, you wouldn't pay $30 a year for access to.
It wouldn't be as good of a deal on Wii U.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that
I
was
understand.
from what I've heard about the unprecedented partnership. I think a lot of that fell apart when like EA was basically just like, yo, like we want to have Origin up in this bitch. We want to have EA Access, and Nintendo was like, I don't know, man, and EA was like, all right, we're out.
I mean, EA Access on Nintendo, yeah, that would just be bad. But I mean, they have Origin. I had to create an Origin ID when they played Need for Speed Most Wanted on Wii U,
Yeah.
but they tied that in, so who knows?
So why aren't they on PS4? Any idea why
Sony didn't want it.
come for that?
Sony didn't want it, and EA can't pull an unprecedented partnership on Sony because they're outselling both Wii U and Xbox One combined.
Yep.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah, it would be cool. I mean, that's part of why I buy a lot of stuff on Xbox One these days, like the sports games. I mean, I initially was buying those on PS4, but as of late, I've been buying all that stuff on Xbox One just because of EA Access. Like Sony's losing money from me because they don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, it's becoming a platform, right? You buy into their ecosystem. So we're no longer buying into consoles. Now we're buying one level above that into, we'll get this console and this ecosystem. And now I just bought Amazon Prime. Amazon's been trying to get people into their shopping ecosystem for ages. And I've been resisting it because I'm like, I don't need to pay for Netflix and Amazon Prime. And if I spend enough money, I can get free shipping. But now that they've got me in, it's going to be hard to justify going to any other retailer. So I mean, this is where people are competing.
Yeah, that's Amazon has me in the same way.
Yeah.
I have Amazon Prime. I use that like 20% off for any game.
Yeah, I'm actually
within 2 weeks of release.
I'm actually also Best Buy Gamers Club unlocked for like 3 years into the future. So
yeah,
they're both doing a good job selling me.
You're getting a good deal on that though, because that's $30 a year, and you make that up in what, 2-3 games?
Yeah, you do, and especially when you buy as many Amiibo and eShop cards as I do and stuff.
Donald, are you aware that you sound like a robot?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on.
It's the cold. He's slowly turning into a robot.
At the end of this, it'll just be a robot. So all right. So is this the hour where we just talk about that Zelda concept art that leaked?
Oh my god.
It's better than the EA concept.
Let's do that.
Well, I don't know. Is the
Hopefully
Zelda concept art hold any potential for like esports in the future? I don't know.
Is there? Can you buy cards? Is there a
Zelda esports? Yeah.
There's a Zelda Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
I want to play Alex Hunter in Zelda. I actually like that game though. It is a whole monologue.
I mean, really, the
stage play.
The story mode thing from FIFA is really one of the most interesting things in that press conference, I would say.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like a really nice improvement over what was already there.
Yeah, and I also think that like if that's like a really successful mode in FIFA, like it could like maybe next year they'll extend it to like Madden, which I think Madden's career mode needs that type of upgrade.
I still think last year's Madden was probably the best the series has ever been.
I would agree.
I haven't played Madden 16, right? That's the one that was last year. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I would agree. I think EA's in a good place right now with their sports games. I mean, NHL is great, and Madden's great, and FIFA's great. I mean, NBA Live is kind of a mess, but apart from that, I mean, like, I think really sports games are really in general, and plus MLB The Show and NBA 2K. I mean, I think this is really a great era for sports games in general.
But not a great era for E3 press conference reviews, since I heard you guys gave it a 6, 6, and 5.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like you guys said, it's tough. I don't know. E3 is just weird. You're talking to investors, they're talking to retailers, they're talking to marketing, they're talking to us gamers, they're talking to press. I mean, it's Nintendo is sort of, not doing a press conference anymore. Is it because they just can't have a win? Like EA went, and we say, like Neo, I thought you said in Twitter that you really liked their content, like the content that EA brought, but you would have not really cared to actually watch the show.
Oh no, I mean what I was kind of saying was more along the lines of how like I'm really happy with EA Access, and like I kind of like I enjoyed. I think I'm glad they made a new Mirror's Edge game. I really like Madden. I'm excited whenever these Star Wars games drop. Like the new Mass Effect game looks pretty cool. But that conference, like, I don't care. Like I don't feel like I missed anything by not having seen it live.
And that was really my argument, is that like the games they had look good, and it seems like it's a good lineup for them, but that they just did a horrible job of presenting it.
I mean, another thing is like we already knew about all of it except for Fee.
Apart from Fee, yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, there was nothing that was like, oh wow, I can't believe they're making that. Like we knew about Titanfall 2, we knew about FIFA, we knew about Madden, we knew about the Star Wars games.
And yeah, because that's the thing. It seemed like they acted like the Star Wars games were a big deal, but Didn't we know all of that information?
Yeah, we knew it all, and they barely showed anything on it. So
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we knew that the Amy Hennig game was 2018. We knew that Visceral was working on one. We knew Respawn was working on a Star Wars game.
Mhm.
I think the one piece of news with that is I don't think we knew that EA Motive, which I think is their Montreal studio,
Yeah.
EA Motive is working on Battlefront 2 with DICE. That's like, I think that's the new information that we got.
Yeah, which, yay.
And I guess the Criterion PSVR game. Or, like, the mission.
Mm. I mean, I didn't think it was all bad. Like, I don't know. I thought like what they showed, what little they showed of Star Wars and like Mass Effect looked cool, but it wasn't anything too exciting. So.
Alright, so, Donald, are we going to have to restart the call?
I think so. I don't think you're hearing me at all.
Oh,
I
no,
can
no, I
hear
can
you.
hear
Look
you.
like you're
You
getting
sound
better.
fine.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you great now.
Less
should-
robot now.
Okay. The only problem is right now it's coming through my. I can't force it into my headset. It's coming through my speakers. So it might be a
Okay.
little bit of
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm
there-
hearing repeating things, so yeah, you might want to redo that.
Yeah.
And then, thanks to the people who are watching right now.
Yes.
Sorry for the hecticness. I did a dumb job of managing my time.
I have some suspicion that there's the chat in the thing, because I was watching before and the chat looks totally different from when you're in the call. So I'm not sure if...
I think the chat that you're referring to in Google Hangouts is one that only the people on Google Hangouts can see. There's a chat on the YouTube page that is the public chat.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
All right, so I think what we should do here, if I can, just I'll restart this thing, and we'll pick up with the Nintendo's E3 history.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm going to get off now, so I'm not going to be on after that. I'll be on later for the GBA discussion.
Yeah, which is tentatively 8 o'clock Eastern.
8 o'clock Eastern. I
And
thought that's what
at
the
some point, I'm
schedule
gonna have to set up my Wii U to do Tokyo Mirage sessions, but I might even be able to do that while we're talking about E3 memories.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I think,
we will.
I think I'm jumping off too, and I'll be back for the GBA thing. So.
That's going to be
All right.
fun.
Cool.
We will see you in a few moments here.
Yeah.
We'll resume this call.
All right.
Peace out, guys.
See you,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.